Hello everybody, I'm Tina Chaudhary. Welcome to my channel and a very warm namaste. Today I'm going to tell you about what all the drama that's going on in the heavens above and what all the planets have been doing. There are currently 5 planets that are sitting together in the house of Capricorn all together. Some of them have been there for a while and some of them just entered the house of Capricorn. And on February 9th, the 6th planet, which is Moon, will also enter the house of Capricorn. Just imagine, out of the 9 astrological planets that Vedic astrology takes into account, 6 of them have all gone together and sat in one house, the house of Capricorn. Now, how do you interpret that? The best way to think about it is, let's assume there are 9 people and they all live in their own houses. They're the lord of those houses. They own those houses and they're pretty proud of them. And then you take all of them and you put 6 of them in one room and you stuff them together. What do you think would happen? Well, I think there would be a lot of turmoil, a lot of arguments, a lot of disagreements, and general chaos. And at the end of the day, I don't think anybody would come out the winner. Well, that's exactly what's happening with these planets. Sun, Venus, Mercury, Jupiter, Saturn, and now the Moon is all sitting there. A lot of these planets are pretty fiery and opinionated. Somebody like Saturn, who always wants to have his way. The Sun is the ruler of all the planets and is sitting there and wants to have his way. Jupiter, who is the lord of Dharma and is a very benefic planet, is stuck in between these planets and doesn't know what to do. Venus, the giver of all good things, luxuries and all the good things in life, is also stuck in with them. And Moon, our emotions, and the ruler of our mind and our emotions, is also stuck with them. Well, what do you think is going to happen? Like I said, it's a general chaotic time. It's not a good time generally when a lot of planets all go into one house. Why is that? Because generally in the solar system, planets are usually scattered all around as they're doing their rotations around the sun, which means that the energy of all these planets is pretty balanced at all times. When all the planets go together and they sit together in the sky very close to one another and the rest of the universe or the sky is vacant, the energy seems to be very concentrated in one place, and hence it's a very imbalanced energy that exists all over around us and in the universe. The energy becomes very, very concentrated in a very deep energy that gets concentrated in one area and a lack of energy in the other, all the rest of the universe and the sky, and hence it gives a feeling of an imbalance of energy, generally a lack of energy in some areas and too much energy in other areas. Let's look at this whole impact of all these planets at a deeper level. In order to understand the planetary aspect of any situation, you have to first understand where the planetary or the planet is placed. As I mentioned before, the conjunction of all these 6 planets is based in the house of Capricorn. Capricorn represents our name and fame, our career, our profession, our daily work situation, and generally our status in life. The planets that are, most of these planets that are placed in Capricorn are placed in the nakshatra or the constellation of Shravan. Shravan is ruled by the Moon. We all know what the Moon represents. It represents our mind, emotion, and our general feelings that we go through every day. When you put those two together, it's obvious, you come to the obvious conclusion that most of us will be thinking and maybe worrying or be very confused about our career, our profession, our everyday work, and general career-related issues. The Moon's nakshatra Shravan also represents listening or hearing. That's what Shravan means. Shravan means to listen. What is the guidance when we think of this? What is that nakshatra trying to tell us? The nakshatra's guidance to us at this time is it is better to listen and to observe and absorb what you are hearing as opposed to taking action. That is the best guidance that I could give you right now. I will give you the guidance by each ascendant, but the general guidance is that the energy is so bad and so scattered and so disturbed right now that nobody should really be taking any action related to their career or profession. In fact, what they should do is to listen and absorb and wait to take a decision right now, because any decision taken right now may be cause for regret later. Because right now the moon is under great distress. Saturn, the house lord of our karma and our profession, is under great distress because it's next to the sun and is blinded by the sun. Any decisions relating to our investment, because Mercury is next to it, relating to our finance, relating to our career, relating to almost anything in our life, because remember, all the planets are sitting next to it, should be put on hold. The time right now is to just listen and absorb, get all the information that you possibly can, just listen to people and all your advisors, and wait to take a decision. It's also possible that listening and all the advice that you get may not be good advice, because right now all these planets are in a very terrible state. Nobody is able to give us good results. Hence, my guidance is, please don't take any action. Listen to everybody. Filter through this advice or information that you're being given. Hold off on any major decisions that you need to make regarding career, finance, and profession, and anything related in that field, especially investments, because Mercury is very debilitated in there. And make a decision after a month or so. Let me give you the predictions based on the ascendants now. I'm going to move on to do the predictions by ascendant, but did you notice I moved back to my favorite spot in my backyard? It got too sunny where I was. So anyway, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'm going to tell you, please subscribe, because my next video is going to be Valentine's Day, and I'm going to give you the best suggestions that you've ever heard, or never heard actually, regarding bringing love into your life. So make sure you subscribe to my channel, and let's move on to the predictions and guidance by ascendant. This is by your ascendant, not your moon sign, not your sun sign. So by ascendant. So first ascendant is Aries. Aries, this whole drama mess is going on in your 10th house. The 10th house is the house of career and profession. So definitely make no moves regarding profession, career, or anything related to that. Just sit back, sit tight, relax, absorb what's going on, and then in a month or so, after this whole conjunction is broken apart a little bit, by the end of February, you can make a decision by then. But definitely sit on the fence if something's going on, if you can. Also, Mars is in your first house, which tends to give you making fast decisions and rash decisions. So definitely you may be tempted to do that. Don't fall into the temptation. So that's your guidance. As Taurus ascendants, this conjunction is going on in your 9th house. The 9th house rules your father, so make sure you take good care of your father. Also rules long distance travels. If you do long distance travels, they may actually bring you some good luck, so make sure you do that. May activate your good luck factor. Mars is in your 12th house right now, so some expenses, you may make some rash decisions regarding expenses and spending too much. Make sure you don't do that. Third ascendant is Gemini, so this is happening in your 8th house. Generally, the 8th house is feared by most people if they know astrology, because it actually gives you a fear. So you may be fearful of something happening. Be very careful about your health. The 8th house looks directly at your 2nd house, so you need to be very careful about what you eat, because it might make you sick, because the 8th house sometimes denotes some sort of sickness or whatever. Make sure you're very careful about what you eat, like I said. It's not that bad because Mars is actually sitting in your 11th house. So the 11th house is friends and network. So you may be getting all kinds of advice from your network and your friends and all these people around you. Make sure you don't take everybody's advice, because right now everybody's thinking is a little off. So listen to everybody. Like I said, listening is key. You can listen to everybody, but don't act on anybody unless you know for sure it's good. And be very careful about your health. Be very careful about your driving and what you're eating. So definitely take good care of yourself. The fourth ascendant is the Cancer ascendant. So this is all happening in your seventh house. The seventh house relates to your spouse, but it also relates to all your business partners. So because it's the house of partnership. So definitely a lot of conflict, or a lot of, not a conflict in a bad way conflict, but conflict, it was actually the wrong word. I should say a lot of confusion regarding what to do, and because this whole sixth planet conjunction is sitting in your house of contracts and business partnerships. So you're going to be very, very confused about what to do regarding business partnerships and things related to that. Also, Mars is sitting in your 10th house, so professions. So you may have to be making decisions regarding professions, business partnerships, and stuff like that. So be very careful. Again, like I said, this isn't the time to do hasty decisions or make wrong decisions, because they actually may end up being wrong decisions. So again, it's very, very important to get all the information. Like I said, this just is for all ascendants, not just for Cancer, but it's very important to get all the information before you make a decision. For Cancer ascendants, because Mars is sitting in the 10th house and this planetary influence of all the 6 planets is in your 7th house, there may be a conflict between partnerships and professions. So if you may be a conflict between your marital relationship and your profession, or some business related investments, or your profession. So definitely you may be pulled in both directions, but definitely think through things before you make a decision. The 5th ascendant is Leo. With Leo ascendants, this whole 6 planetary conjunction is happening in your 6th house. The 6th house denotes some of the not the best things. It denotes health, and it denotes enemies, secret enemies, and also debt and loans. So you need to be very careful. Take good care of your health. Also, if you're applying for loans, or you're, you need to pay off debt, or, something related to loans and debts, be very, very, very careful to not overextend taking out loans. If you're working with a bank to get a loan or something, be very careful so you don't overextend and take out more loan than you may not be able to pay later. So also you need to be very careful at work, because the 6th house also represents your workplace. So you need to make sure at your workplace that you stay cool with people, because there may be some hidden enemies that are at work. I don't need to scare you. I'm not scaring you. It also depends on your birth chart, but the 6th house does denote secret enemies. So at the workplace. So you need to be careful what people are saying about you. Remember, I said listening was key. So you need to keep your ear to the ground, and for you guys, that whole phrase applies, because you need to keep your ear to the ground at the workplace. Kind of figure out what people are saying about you. Don't react. Don't act, but just kind of keep your ear to the ground to know what people are saying about you, and then figure out and kind of analyze it before you react, or jump off the jump the gun and react. So just kind of keep your ear to the ground, figure out what's going on, who's saying what, and keep your pulse on the on the gossip, on the water cooler gossip a little bit. Again, keep an eye on your health. You may, because this conjunction is happening in your 6th house, you may be feeling very sluggish, because the sun, your lord, is in there. It's blinding all the other planets. So it might make you a little sluggish. It might make you feel a little lazy sometimes, but make sure you take good care of yourself. Mars is in the 9th house. That's your parent. You may actually, on long distance travel, you may actually be thinking about taking a long distance trip. If you do, it may not be a bad idea. Just make sure that you're safe and you take good care of your health. But tell your dad you love him, because the 9th house represents your dad. So just bring on the good luck from him. So the 6th ascendant is Virgo. For Virgo ascendants, this conjunction is happening in your 5th house. The 5th house represents education, knowledge, children, love relationships. Make sure you know what you're doing, and make sure you don't make any decisions regarding how to handle children, or what to do regarding your children. Also regarding your education, this represents your higher education, so make sure you know what's going on. If you're taking tests, make sure you're aware of what's happening when. Make sure you're very well prepared if you're taking any tests or you're doing some advanced learning. Make sure you're very well prepared for it, and you know all the dates and stuff like that. There's a possibility of miscommunication as well, or misunderstandings. If you're in a love relationship, not marriage, but if you're dating, or you're seeing somebody in a love relationship and you're going to make a decision about it, you need to not make it right now, because for sure there's going to be maybe a wrong decision that's going to be made, whether it's moving forward in the relationship or breaking up the relationship. I don't think this is a good idea to make a decision, an important life decision regarding a love relationship. I think you should just wait for another month or so. Mercury, Venus is the ruler of all relationships, is also sitting in this conjunction, and it's blinded by the sun. It's sitting very close to the sun, so it's combust. So definitely this is not the time to make love relationship decisions. So make sure that no decisions regarding children, love relationships, and higher knowledge and learning are made at this time. Just kind of sit back and enjoy the show and kind of watch for. And like I said, I'm giving this guidance to all the ascendants, is you need to hear and absorb what's going on. If you want to make a decision regarding children or love relationships, you need to kind of hear or absorb and understand what's going on, what is being said, and analyze what's being said before you actually make a decision. The next ascendant is Libra. Libra, your lord of your ascendant, Venus, is sitting in this conjunction, and it's combust because it sits very close to the sun, so it's completely rendered powerless. So what the effect that you're going to have is the urge to spend impulsively or make rash decisions regarding spending luxury items, especially items related to the home or things that you utilize in the home environment. So control your impulse to spend impulsively, or control your impulse to spend on luxury items. It's a great possibility that you either will regret your decision to buy that, or the item may not turn out to be as you expect it to be. So I think you may want to postpone purchases, especially the expensive purchases, for later, after maybe you've done some research and you make for sure that this is what you want or you need. And so I think you should control your impulsive spending. Mars is definitely going to make you want to do that, because it's going to make you want to do those rash decisions and say, no, this is the best item. I'm sure I need it. But definitely do your research, listen to all those reviews or whatever, and then buy. Control that impulsive spending habit. I think that's the best guidance I can give you right now. Next ascendant is Scorpio. So Scorpio, your ascendant lord, which is Mars, is out of this combustion, thank God. But the whole conjunction is happening in the third house. The third house relates to communication. It also relates to short distance travels and your younger siblings. So any decisions, any communication that you're going to do, you need to watch very carefully and make sure that that's what you want to do. If you're going to communicate with your younger siblings, or you're going to communicate with your mother even, you need to be very sure that that's what you want to say. I think the general guidance would be to listen more than you want to speak right now. The Lord of Communication, which is Mercury, is sitting in this conjunction and is combust right now. So it's definitely going to make you say things that you're going to regret later, especially to siblings, and especially to maybe family members. So I think that the guidance for you would be that it's better for you to just, like I said earlier, the nakshatra of Shravan means to listen. So I think that the guidance for you would definitely be to listen more than to speak, because I am positive that people will speak right now rashly and regret later. So, or to say things that they didn't mean to say, or say things that they just regret later. So the guidance for you is to make sure that you watch your communication, whether it's written or verbal, watch it. And if you don't have to say it, just don't say it. It's better to just keep silent right now. Also, short distance travels. Be very careful if you make a decision on short distance travels. things may not go as well as you thought they would or you planned as well. So if you can delay it, it's a good idea to delay it. The next ascendant is Sagittarius. For Sagittarius, this whole conjunction and drama is happening in your second house. Second house, family, investments, and finance. What worse house could it happen in? So definitely family is going to be impacted in some way. Finance, don't make any decisions regarding your finance, and investments, because second house represents investments too. Don't make any decisions regarding family members. Also, because Mercury is sitting right there, which is ruler of communication and finance, and it's combust. So definitely keep quiet. Do not say anything to family members. I think it just won't go well, or it won't go as planned. And also watch the health of family members. I think that sometimes when all these planets sit in the house, the second house, sometimes it impacts your family life in some ways. So again, don't make any investment decisions, don't make any financial decisions, and definitely don't make family related decisions, and watch what you say to your family members. Just keep quiet for now. It's not too hard if you just do it for a month. Ascendant is Capricorn. And so Capricorn, wow, this whole conjunction is happening in your own house, which is your first house. So the first house rules you, your body, and your whole thought process. So you may feel very deflated energy. You may feel lethargy. You may feel laziness, because all these bad planets are just sitting in your house of yourself. So you may feel a little low on energy. I would just say to let it pass, rest, take good care of your health, and get good rest. Make sure you're eating healthy and you're following healthy practices. Make sure you take good care of your health. And then also, don't make any decisions regarding your own health, any health-related decisions. I think just make sure that you stay healthy. Don't make any rash decisions or quick decisions without making sure you have all the information regarding yourself, your own health, and you should be good. It's just a month. It'll pass. Aquarius, this is happening in your 12th house. Lately, I've never said anything good about the Aquarius ascendants, but soon I'll find something good to say about you. But the 12th house is the house of loss and health, sometimes, and unexpected events. So just make sure you just stay good, take good care of your health. Don't make any decisions regarding foreign travel or doing business with the foreign entities. I think you should be very cautious about it. I think you should have all your information regarding what you want to do or what information somebody's giving you. Don't just fall for the first person that comes and gives you a great offer that sounds good. So foreign businesses, foreign travels, and unexpected events. So just make sure you're watching for that, and make sure you know all the information before you make a decision. I know in my last video I said it's a good time to spend on like to take a foreign trip for the Aquarius ascendants, but if you've done that previously, that's great. But if you're going to do it now, you're going to have to wait. I think it would be a good idea to wait. Just make sure you take good care of yourself, your health, because sometimes a conjunction in your 12th house like this can bring on sudden unexpected health event. So last but not the least is Pisces ascendant. So for Pisces ascendants, this is happening in your 11th house. The 11th house denotes your social circle, your networking group, and your friends. So this is where your conjunction is happening. So you need to be very careful about all this advice and all these things that your friends and social circle and stuff is providing you. Mars is sitting in your second house, so it's very possible that you're being offered all this advice through these groups of people that you know on WhatsApp, or your friends and your people that you just run across and know socially. You need to be very careful of who you listen to and who you don't, and who's actually providing you a benefit and who's not. And I don't mean your friends. I just mean, nowadays we are part of thousands of these WhatsApp groups and chat groups and this and that, and everybody wants to say something and give you advice. So you need to really look at this right now and see what group should you be part of. Or is it a group that's providing you benefit, or that you're providing them a benefit? If you're not, you might as well get out of it and stop wasting your time, because this is the time to kind of cleanse yourself out of all this bad, disturbed energy. So one of the things I would say, provide you guidance is to just make sure that you listen to the right people, because I can assure you that with this conjunction, all kinds of people will come and give you all kinds of advice. Like I said, it's in your 11th house, network and friends and social people. They're all going to come and tell you what to do and how to do it. And so, but you can't listen to everybody. So you're really going to have to listen or absorb and filter through the good and the bad and the ugly, and then figure out who really is giving you good advice. In fact, right now, I would probably tell you nobody's going to give you any really good advice, because the whole energies of the universe is pretty debilitated. So I would just sit back and listen to everybody, and then kind of filter through it, and then not take any decisions regarding your money, because Mars is in your second house, which is your finance, your investments, and your wealth. For sure, you're going to get advice related to that. And for sure, you shouldn't follow it until you really, really think about it hard yourself, and you process it, and you do the research yourself. Because like I've said for most of the ascendants, and I've said at the beginning, nobody's getting any good advice. It's just better to just sit back, listen, and then not take any action. This is not the time for action for any ascendant whatsoever. Everybody should just wait for a month. It's only a month, it's okay to wait. So definitely, that's the same thing I'm going to tell Pisces, is finance related, and also your investments related. Please don't make any rash decisions. You may be tempted to, because Mars is sitting there, but just work out the temptation and don't do it. Don't fall for it. So that's it. That's the guidance for all the ascendants. Hopefully this will be beneficial. Please do share my video with everybody that you know, because it's very valuable guidance. You don't want everybody that you know to make wrong decisions or do things that they regret later. It's pretty bad conjunction, and I think that the more people that you can help out with this information, the better it is for everybody. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, because my next video, like I mentioned before, is Valentine's special. It's how to attract love in your life, and also things that you've never heard anybody tell you from an astrological perspective. I'm going to tell you all things love related, and it's going to be a wonderful episode. I'm so excited to put it out. But make sure you subscribe to my channel, share this video with your friends, and if you like it, give me a like, and see you next time, and good luck to everybody. Don't worry about it. This will pass. It's not such a big deal, but as an astrologer, I needed to put it out. So anyway, good luck. Goodbye. Until my next video.